Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the plagiarism. When we talk about plagiarism, it is nothing but one kind of malpractice, we can say, that the scholars, the students, they do, and we are not supposed to do that, right? Actually, plagiarism is the taking someone's data in the form of alphabet or in the form of numerical or in the form of image, graph, figure, whatever it is, right? That we are not supposed to take in our article, our book, or in our any manual, right? Which we are writing, which we are creating. So what is plagiarism and what is the role of plagiarism in research, in thesis writing, in book writing, or in any other creation in written format? Plagiarism is the representation of another author's language, thoughts, ideas, or expression as one's own original work. Right? So that's what, whenever we are seeing any article that we can refer, we can cite, but we cannot write as our own because it is someone else. It may be someone else language, it may be someone else thought, any idea which has been given by him in so and so date, or any expression that should not be, but it is being in plagiarism, right? It is the presentation, representation, that's what re word has attached, representation of another authors, right? Another someone else thoughts, language, idea that we are representing, that is called a plagiarism. In educational contexts, there are differing definitions of plagiarism depending on the institution. Plagiarism is considered a violation of academic integrity and a branch of journalistic ethics. Okay, it is the subject to sanctions such as penalties, suspension order, expulsion from the school or work institution, substantial fines also may be charged, and even incarceration, right? So these are the things which may happen if you are taking someone's text. Recently, cases of extreme plagiarism, maximum plagiarism happen, have been identified in academia in the form of M.Pharm thesis or PhD thesis or B.Pharm thesis, or whatever the research work has been, or any article has been published, in that it has been observed that maximum extreme plagiarism it is going on. That is one of the malpractice. Generally, plagiarism is not in itself a crime, right? We cannot say that is the crime, but like counterfeiting, fraud can be punished in a court for prejudice case caused by copyright infringement, violation of moral rights or torts, right? So it may not be crime, but it can be punishable, right? Because it is one kind of thief only. In academia and industry, it is a serious ethical offense, right? We are not supposed to, it is considered as a offense. Plagiarism and copyright infringement overlap to a considerable extent, but they are not equivalent concepts, and many types of plagiarism do not constitute copyright infringement, which is defined by copyright law. If you see the copyright law, it is not constitute copyright infringement. Maybe educated by courts. Plagiarism might not be the same in all countries. It differ from country to country. It may be different in India, it may be different in Pakistan, it may be different in some other countries, right? Some countries such as India and Poland considered plagiarism to be a crime, and there have been cases of people being imprisoned for plagiarizing. If you are plagiarizing someone data from web world, from any books, in your thesis and publishing, that may be cases as a imprisoned, right? Maybe 6 months for 1 year or for 1 month. It depend on the what kind of serious plagiarism happen. In other instance or in other example, plagiarism might be the complete opposite of academic dishonesty. In fact, some countries find the act of plagiarizing a professional's work flattering. Students who move to the United States and other Western countries from countries where plagiarism is not frowned upon often find the transition difficult. So what is the etymology? If you see the in the first century of the plagiarism, in the first century time, the use of Latin word the plagiarius means literally kidnapper, right? With kidnapping, kidnap, how they are doing means someone's words or sentences we are taking to denote stealing someone's else work was prisonered by the Roman poet Martial, who complained that the another poet had kidnapped his verses. Whatever he has written in the form of poem that has been taken by someone else, he complained first and given the word kidnapped his verses. That's what it has become in literally kidnapper. The plagiary, a derivative of plagiarius, was introduced into English in 1601 by dramatist Dean Johnson during the Jacobin era. When Jacobin era time, at that time, he was given to describe someone's guilty of literally theft, right? Or literally taken someone's thoughts. The derived from plagiarism was introduced into English around 1620 on 16th century 20th year. The Latin plagiarius, kidnapper, that is meaning, and the plagiarium, the plagium, it is the kidnapping. Is it a crime act? That if it is that, it depend, right? Although plagiarism is some context is considered theft or stealing, the concept does not exist in a legal sense, actually, right? Legal sense means if you are going someone's and taking the jewelry from someone's house when they are not present or when they are sleeping or in their absence, so that is theft, but actually a thief, right? Thief act. But here it does not exist in the legal sense. But although the use of someone else's work in order to gain academic credit may meet some legal definitions of fraud, right? So that's what it is, one kind of thief only. You are taking for to get the your PhD thesis or to write your M Pharm thesis or B Pharm thesis or any minor project which you are doing during your course, whatever the study you are doing, whether it is MBBS, B Pharmacy, a pharmacy course, or any other MSc, BSc, MCom, BCom, MCA, BCA, whatever it may be, right? Wherever research go on, there you are not supposed to. Plagiarism specifically is not mentioned in any current statute, either criminal or civil. What it is not clear. Some cases may be treated as unfair competition or a violation of the doctrine, doctrine or moral rights, right? If you are anyone's moral rights which has been intellectual property has been given to the public domain and you are violating that one because they are submitted copyright agreements. In short, people are asked to use the guidelines. If you did not write it yourself, you must give credit to the author who has written. That's what citation it is called, right? Citation we are giving in the superscript, some numerical, right? And at last we are giving the references ki this author has said these many things, like that. In academia and journalism, within academia, plagiarism by students, professors, and researchers is considered academic dishonesty or academic fraud, and offenders are subject to academic seizures up to and excluding expulsions, right? So that's what happened if it is considered a dishonesty because you have not done by your own, you are taking someone else. It is being done in the this practice, it is going on into the students, professors, researchers, scholars, those who are doing the new work, trying to do the new work. Some institutions use plagiarism detection software to uncover potential plagiarism and to deter students from plagiarizing. However, plagiarism detection software does not always yield accurate results, and there are loopholes in these systems, right? So many softwares it is implemented by the different universities that they are going to check the article, they are going to check the thesis which you have published, and the software it will be connected with the like Turnitin is there, Urkun software is there, right? This software what they will do, once you will upload your thesis, your article, it will show that which sentence, which word you have taken from which article into which is present or published already, it is in the web world or into the public domain, right? So that, but some extent it is not going to give the accurate result. Software to software, the percentage of plagiarism it is going to be different. That's what it becomes a one loopholes. Some universities address the use of academic integrity by providing students with thorough orientations, required writing courses, and a clearly articulated honor codes. That's what, right? That code will be there, that will be clearly articulated. Indeed, there is a virtually uniform understanding among college students that plagiarism is wrong. That should be there in your mind. You are going to do the project work in this semester, right? So whatever the plagiarism, if you are going to just simply copy paste, we are the master of the copy paste, so we should know that when we are copying or pasting in our article, our thesis, our presentation, there should be some changes, there should be some rewriting. Then only the thought may be same, the meaning may be same, but it should be rewrite. That's what it is wrong. As it is you are taking means it is wrong. Nevertheless, each year students are brought before their institutions, disciplinary boards on charges that they have misused sources in their school work, in their research work, in their college work, in their assignment, whatever it is. However, the practice of plagiarizing by use of sufficient word substitutions, that's what, another synonyms you can use, right, to elude detection software, right, so that you can not be traced by the software that you have copied that, right, known as a rogating, has rapidly evolved as students and unethical academic seeks to stay ahead of detection software. Whatever the different software where your thesis or your article is going to be checked, in that if you are taking, suppose the test for alkali, test for glycoside, test for tannin, which we have studied in cognosy. So the FeCl3 you are using, glacial acetic acid you are using. So name of the glacial acetic acid you cannot replace by synonyms, right? You have to write glacial acetic acid only. But the sentence you need to see the continuously 6 word or continuously 10 words, how you can reframe, how you can rewrite in, if it is in tense, active wise, passive wise, how you can rewrite so that the sequence will be changed but at the same time it will give the same meaning. Defined differently, according to the Fishman, plagiarism occurs when someone uses words, ideas, or work products attributable to another identifiable person or source without attributing the work to the source from which it was obtained, from where you have taken. It is from CK Kokrat, it is from Khandelwal, it is from any Wikipedia or any other PubMed, from where you have taken. In a situation in which there is a legitimate expectation of original authorship in order to obtain some benefit, some credit, some gain, which need to be monetary, right? So you can give the credit कि this particular test method has been given by the Khandelwal sir, by the Kokate sir, and you can give the referencing, the superscript you can mention over there, so that the credit will go to them, the citation credit will go to them, and it will be in their account. In that way you can use, there is a way to use. Defined differently again, the furthermore the plagiarism is defined differently among institutions of higher learning and universities. The Stanford defines the plagiarism as the use without giving a reasonable and appropriate credit. If you are not giving appropriate credit or reasonable credit to the original author, to or acknowledging the author or the source from where you have taken, whether it from in Google search you have got so many websites, from which website you have taken of another person's original work, whether such work is made up of code, formulas, ideas, language, research method, strategy, research strategy, writing, or other form, whatever it may be, you need to give the credit to them. Yale views of the plagiarism as the as use of another works, words, ideas without attribution, which includes using a source language without quoting them, or that's what I told you, in superscript giving the numerical numbers and at the last giving the referencing style, using information from the source without attribution, and paraphrasing a source in a form that says too close to the original work, right? Then another author, the Princeton, describes plagiarism as the deliberate use of someone else's language, ideas, or other originals, not common knowledge, material, any original material, without acknowledging its source. Oxford College of the Emory University characterized plagiarism as the use of a writer's idea or phraseology without giving due credit. Brown's benefits plagiarism defines the plagiarisms that appropriating another person's ideas or words, that is it may be in spoken on oral form or it may be in written form, without attributing those words and ideas to their true source from where you have taken. Wikipedia, PubMed, Mido, any journals, any organization. What is the source of your taking these particular videos or this particular article? The US Noel Academy defines plagiarism as the use of words, information, insights, or ideas of another without crediting the persons through proper citation. That's what citation. It is very, very important. If you are citing the authors, it is legal. Form of academic plagiarism, how any academic it is going on, different classifications of academic plagiarism forms have been proposed. Many classifications follow a behavioral approach, i.e. they seeks to classify the actions undertaken by plagiarists, the person who has done the plagiarism, that should be. For example, in 2015 survey of a teachers and professors by Turnitin, Turnitin is the name of the software which traced the plagiarism, identified 10 main forms of plagiarism that students commit: submitting someone's work on their own. They are claiming that this is our own work, but at the same time they are not giving, like that it happened in 2015 survey. So taking passages from their own previous work without adding citation, that is called self plagiarism. So that may also happen if you have only published someone in 2017 and now again you are writing in 2021. So you are not giving your own citation, because you are thinking that that is my own only, no, so why should I cite this? I'm only, though I'm not keeping my own words, my own thoughts. No, if it is your own also, you should give the self citation. Rewriting someone's work without properly citing source, that is also using quotations but not citing the sources. Interweaving various sources together in the work without citing some but not all passages that should be cited. So that is also another drawback or malpractice which is going on. Something you will cite, this has been given, but remaining thing you are not citing and you are claiming as your own. The melding together cited and uncited sections of a pieces of the pieces. providing proper citation but failing to change the structure and wording of the borrowed ideas enough, right? Close paraphrasing, right? So sometimes what happens, something we are setting something, some structure and some wording we are not able to paraphrasing means you have to rewrite, right? The sequence of the word will be changed but the meaning will be same, so that also it is missing. Inaccurately citing the source, relying too heavily on other people's work, failing to bring original thought into the text. So that happened in academic plagiarism when they are writing article, writing thesis, writing assignment, writing project. Sanctions for students plagiarism. In the academic world, plagiarism by students is usually considered a very serious offense that can result in punishments such as a failing grade on a particular assignment, the entire course, or even being expelled from the institution, and a degree can be cancelled also, right? If it has been taken into the serious consideration, the person whose article, whose words you have copied, and if he will or she will complain against you, your degree may be suspended, right? And you may be charged a fine also. The seriousness with which academic institution address students plagiarism may be tempered by the recognitions that students may not fully understand what plagiarism is. That's what we need to, that's what it is mentioned in your syllabus, that why you need to study the plagiarism in the research methodology and biostatistics subject, because in this semester you are going to do the project work, research work, there you are going to write the thesis. So you should very much aware that what is plagiarism. You need to understand what plagiarism is. In 2015 study showed or revealed that students who were new to the university study did not have a good understanding to enough the basic requirements of how to attribute sources in written academic work. It may be assignment, thesis, or whatever it is. Yet students were very confident that they understood what referencing and plagiarism are, right? So generally, if anything I'm giving you as a assignment, like you prepared the Niper project, right? So what you have done, whatever the hot air oven or tablet coating machine, tablet punching machine, simply you have gone to the Google, you have copied the matters, the taken the images in, you pasted in one word, right? So if that assignment soft copy we will put for the anti plagiarism check, it will show 100% plagiarized, right? So you need to understand that what it is. The some students also had a lenient view to how plagiarism should be penalized, how it will be penalized, it will be, they will take lenience, no, nothing will happen, you just take it and you prepare it. No, when it will go to the university website, definitely it will be putting into the software, and there it will be traced and everything will be crystal clear that from where you have taken which sentence. Plagiarism education. Given the serious consequences that plagiarism has for students, there has been a call for a greater emphasis on learning in order to help students avoid committing plagiarism, right? So that the students can understand to, and they can avoid the committing plagiarism. This is especially important when students move to a new institution that may have a different view of the concept when compared with a view previously developed by the students. Indeed, given the seriousness of plagiarism accusation for a student's future, the pedagogy of plagiarism education may need to be considered ahead for the pedagogy of the discipline being studied. How to do. The need for the plagiarism education extends to academic staff who may not completely understand what is the expected to their students, or consequences of misconduct while writing. Factor influencing students' decisions to plagiarize. Several studies investigated factors that influence the decisions to plagiarize. For example, A panel study with students from German universities found that academic procrastinations predicts that frequency plagiarisms conducted within 6 months followed the measurement of academic procrastination. It has been argued that by plagiarizing, students cope with the negative consequences that result from academic procrastination, such as poor grade, right? So if it will be found that you have taken someone's thought, idea, language, the grade is going to be reduced. Another study found that plagiarism is more frequently if students perceive plagiarism as beneficial, and if they have opportunity to plagiarize, right? That situation also may raise in student and university and institution, that you may get the chance to plagiarize the things for the benefit purpose, right? So the next one, self plagiarism. If you are taking by your own articles, the reuse of significant identical or nearly identical portions of one's own work without acknowledging that one is doing so, or citing the original work, in sometimes described as self plagiarism. If you are taking your own article which has been published in past, then also it will be considered as a self plagiarism. In term, recycling fraud has also been used to describe this practice. Your own article also you cannot, you need to cite. Articles of this nature are often referred to as duplicate or multiple publication. It will be considered as a duplicate publication or multiple publication by your own. In addition, there can be a copyright issue. If copyright of the prior work has been transferred to another entity, the self plagiarism is considered as a serious ethical issue. Why? Because if you have published in so and so journal, like the International Journal of Pharmaceutical Science, you have published your article like anti-diabetic activity of neem, and there while publishing your article you have given the copyright agreement, you have signed that this work it is new, authenticated, not duplicate work, this that, and I'm not giving the any right to anyone that they can be published, you have given. But when you are publishing another article after 3 4 years onto the same topic, and the plant is changed, the method is changed, but even though the idea, the introduction, the materials, the methods, you cannot copy from there. Otherwise, it will be considered as a serious ethical issue. In settings where someone asserts that a publication consists of a new material, such as publishing or factual documentation, it does not apply to public interest text, such as social, professional, and cultural opinions usually published in newspapers and magazines. Factors that justifies reuse. The Pamela Samuelson in 1994 identified several factors she says excuse reuse of one's previously published work that make it not self-plagiarism. She relates each of these factors specifically to the ethical issue of self-plagiarism as distinct from the legal issue to fair use of a copyright, which she deals with separately. Among other factors that may excuse reuse of the previously published materials, Salman's list is the following. What she told that the previous work must be restated to lay the groundwork of a new contribution of the second work, right? So you have to restate, even though if it is your own. Portions of the previous work must be repeated to deal new evidence or new arguments. That also you can be do, right? The audience for each work is so different that publishing the same work in different places is necessary to get the message out. The author thinks that they said it so well, and the first time it was makes so sense, and the publicity or the referring or the view it was more to say it differently in the second time. So So they will think and they will copy the same thing. That is not ethical. You should rewrite, you should again recode the same thing as it is, new ones articles or another author's matter. Organizational publications, if you are working in any organization like Avanti Institute, IICT, CCMB, like that. So plagiarism is the presumably not an issue when organizations issue collective undersigned works, since they do not assign credit for the originality of a particular to a particular people. For example, an American Historical Association's statement on the standards of professional conduct 2005 regarding textbook, if you are writing any textbook and a reference book, stated that since textbook and encyclopedias are summaries of uh, other scholars work, right, summaries of other scholar works, they do not bound by the same exacting standards of attribution as the original research, and may be allowed to greater extent of dependence on other works. However, even such a book does not make use of words, phrases, and paragraphs from another text, or follow too closely the other text arrangement and organization. And the author of such text are also expected to acknowledge the sources of recent or distinctive finding and interpretations, those not yet a part of a common understanding of profession. So what we can conclude after this plagiarism class, that is plagiarism, it is malpractice going on in the research world. Many scholars using the published data and methods for their thesis, for their articles, which is unethical. We should not use continuously 6 or 10 words from web world. If we want to use, then we should rewrite them or rewrite it. Plagiarism should be removed, not be hidden, right? So whatever the matter you have copied, you need to remove, you have to rewrite. Don't try what is the malpractice it is going on in Microsoft Office Word, some O letter, A letter, which is coming in almost all the word, right? Here you can see plagiarism, A letter came, right? So like want, A letter came, right? So this A letter will be replaced by the symbol A, which is there in the Microsoft Office Word, right? So the software will not identify ki this is the plagiarism word. It will not identify, it will think something else or some new word, right? So that is, you are trying to hide that, even though you have copied from someone else, but you are trying to hide that plagiarism word so that it will not be traced by the software, and your thesis will get good grade, or you will pass the anti plagiarism checking. So that is also malpractice. You should, that's what I am telling here, plagiarism should not be removed, it should be plagiarism should be removed, right? It should not be hided. Don't try to hide it, you have to remove it, right? So that's what the plagiarism it is going on. The students should compulsory understand by the end of their B pharmacy what plagiarism is, how we cannot copy it from, for assignment purpose, for institutional purpose, it's okay. You are referring the books for exam point of view, it's okay. You are writing the same as it has written in the book, that's okay. But when it comes to the uh, copyright agreement, when it comes to the, you are claiming in any organization, any journal editor, any organization, that it is your own work, it is your own word. It may be poetry, it may be any shairi, it may be any methods, any cooking recipe, any new idea which you think that it's your own, you write in your own word. You can use the synonyms, you can use the different meanings of that particular word, you can rewrite someone's, or if you want to use as it is, you just cite it, this is given by so and so author, like that, right? So that's what, and to understand the plagiarism, it's very very important when it comes to the research point of view.